that person in the Celtics.
Oh my God.
Did you see the person right there? He was like,
Oh, this would have been a good top 5 sack of the night.
What do you mean?
Questions.
Oh yeah, tons of people to pull from.
Good evening, everyone. It's Dr. Sarah Russo. We're in the SAC tonight. I got my co-host, Heather. And I think I almost have a new co-host in Jared, my new 21-year-old friend. A lot's been going on this week. It's been a crazy week. We had Jared's birthday on Saturday.
That was a blast.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I don't remember much, but what I do was
Did you
awesome.
put a lot of girls in your SAC app that evening?
I could. The night I was a little too far gone. Dave was my ride home. But trust me, that was my first night out. I had a great taste of what the future has in store for me.
Jared had some moves.
ew, he does.
I got some moves. Let's say
I can't
that.
wait to see later.
I don't know if Jared remembers. I went out and danced with random people for the heck of it.
Oh.
I brought
You
the dance
usually
songs.
do. You usually do.
I like to bring. I think we're going to be dancing a little bit later here. You know. But it's been a crazy week. A lot's going on for actually the SAC app. This morning we were on Matty in the Morning on Kiss 108. That was awesome. I mean, that was an honor to actually be on such a legendary show.
That's big.
I don't know if either one of you heard it yet.
I didn't. Sorry, guys. I was sleeping.
My co-host did not hear it, but I will be sending her the link
Yes,
later.
I can't wait to listen to it.
We would really like to get. I don't think Matty would come on, but I think maybe Kendra would. So we're
Yeah,
gonna.
she would.
I think we should get Kendra, the
Well, we
producer.
had the Billy lookalike on.
Yeah, we did. We had Billy Costa wannabe, so maybe Billy Costa would want to come on since he was absent today, learning about the SAC. Well, anyway, this week also I have joined we started a 5,000 pets challenge, and I'm challenging you, Boston, to get out there and send at the SAC app on Twitter or the SAC app 2, the number 2. You're going to send us your selfies, and if you're hashtagging Rapid, hashtag 5,000 challenge, hashtag safer online dating, and hashtag get tested. We are looking for people to send us selfies. I'm working with an ex-playmate, Corey Fettman. She's a divorce lawyer. Life is short, get a divorce is her billboard, which is kind of funny about something else we're going to talk about a little later in this show. And then we're working with One Condoms, who I've been working with since I pretty much launched this summer, thanks to Arthur Kaner. And then we are also working with Price Date Online. They're a dating service. So our goal is to get you people's tested and get 5,000 people's tested. We have big prizes coming. A lot more is coming out this week about it. So what do you guys think of that?
Everyone should be tested yearly, no matter what.
No matter what.
It's a good decision. It won't hurt.
No.
You know what's bad to come from it. I mean, I guess it's a bad result, but other than that, it's worth it.
Well, a lot of people too, they don't think it's going to happen to them. I mean, not to be serious tonight, but a lot of people just be like, I'm not going to use a condom, and I won't get herpes, but
And that's how teenage pregnancy happens.
or a pregnancy. And that's what the SAC app is tracking. Right?
Welcome to the SAC.
Welcome to the SAC app. So,
Safe fun.
so send your selfies, people, to at the SAC app or the SAC app 2 on Instagram, and that would be really exciting. So, you know, I don't know. What do you guys think of all that? Do you guys have friends that you could get to send me some selfies?
I got some friends.
Absolutely.
I need to get a Twitter going. I don't use that much, but I got Instagram.
Well, couldn't you just like send me a picture of yourself?
I could definitely. I can take a selfie right
and
now.
I can send
We
it.
just took a selfie.
Kinda.
We did, but we're all not gonna. Well, I mean,
It was a group.
Slept,
That was a selfie. It was a groupie.
slept with more than one person does happen. So yeah, it
We get tested together.
definitely happened. Heather, anything interesting going on in your dating life this week?
In my dating life, lots of losers.
Lots of losers.
Lots of losers. Absolutely nothing fun happening.
What constitute that? A lot of people do use online dating. That's why we're actually doing the safer online dating. What do you think about people, you know, who go on websites that, have you ever found, like, I've done the websites before. Jared's too young for that.
I
Yeah, I have.
Guilty.
I've considered it, but I'm not.
But
no.
we've done that before, and people pretend that they're married, and that's sick to me. Like, that's falsification. It's not cool.
So the ring is not a turn on
The
for
ring
some girls?
has disappeared.
I thought some girls would look for that. Like, ooh,
What do you think of
mature
men that show up
married
to
man,
the
you know?
bars without that?
What, they pretend they're not married, but they really are?
Right.
No.
There's some athletes out there, I think, that I've met along the way that pretended that they were, you know what I mean? Nothing happened, but you kind of catch them. And
All right, well, I'll take off my ring since you think that right now. I'm just kidding. I don't got a ring on.
You must be from Canada.
Yeah.
They get married early.
Really young?
Really young. I don't know. Online dating is kind of
tricky.
What do you think?
I think it's tricky. You don't necessarily know what you're going to get into.
No.
You have to make them send you selfies, find their Facebook. You got to be a little bit of an FBI detective.
You have to be a detective. Like, you have to, unfortunately, go and check all that out.
It's true. You don't know what you're getting into. You don't know if they're real people, unfortunately.
That's true.
Yeah, it's definitely a step up from Craigslist. I'm guessing that.
You know what?
Men searching women.
Kind of right about that.
It's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we know where he's looking for people.
No.
He's going on Craigslist.
I've never.
Jared turned 21 and went to Craigslist for a date.
Oh yeah, that's how I roll.
Craigslist killer.
And then he put it in the SAC app because he had 3 things going on that evening. Get a track who you SAC.
No, I've never used a dating site or Craigslist. Me and my friend used to go on Craigslist and just laugh at shit because it's fucking bizarre, crazy
People are bizarre.
stuff.
Yeah, it is bizarre.
Definitely. Speaking of dating, though, I actually got the opportunity and the honor of talking to Noel Biederman this past week about Ashley Madison. He's the CEO of Ashley Madison. Speaking of cheating and everything. So they sent us a commercial, and I'd love to run it for them. So we're going to go to the commercial right now. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk about my interview with Noel.
Other than my wife, Ashley Madison's right. I'm looking for someone other than my wife. Other than my wife, Ashley Madison's right. I'm looking for someone other than my wife. Other than my wife, Ashley Madison's right.
All right, we're back. That commercial, you guys haven't seen it yet, but when you watch the replay, it was hilarious. It's about a bunch of men, and they want to cheat. And I was doing some research backwards, and Boston was one of the first markets that actually had Noel's company, Ashley Madison, advertising here on AAF, WECN, and stuff like that back in the day. Probably like 2000, correct me if I'm wrong, 2000, 2008. So, and they didn't get a lot of complaints about it. But Noel did have a lot of problems getting a Super Bowl commercial out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Which was a great tactic as a business plan, I thought.
All the football fans.
The rejected commercials for a Super Bowl, right? People are going to hear that you were rejected from a commercial, and you're going to go online and
a lot of the best ones are rejected. They're so hilarious that they can't even be shown on TV.
Right, and it doesn't cost them anything. So that's how much of a genius you can kind of find that he is with business and everything. What do you think of their tagline? Life is short, have an affair.
I can't agree. I'm sorry.
Humans could be monogamous. Is that the word?
Monogamous is the word.
I don't know. See, that's one of those weird things that humans, I don't know, we're just strange. So I don't know. Life is short. People, to each his own, but obviously have to be a good person,
Well, the more I find, and I'm a little bit older than you guys, but I look just as good as them, right? So the more I find in the dating world, cheating is real, and it does happen. I mean, it definitely happens. It's a great alternative to divorce, and when I was talking to Noel, we're going to get the voice bit eventually, Mr. Larkin. So we're going to get that video of him eventually. But he did say it is an alternate to divorce, and he's like, it's a safe environment to be dating in, and the reason is because if you're cheating on somebody in the workplace, or you're cheating on Facebook, you're bound to get caught. And I agree with that. What do you guys think of that?
I agree.
Yeah,
You're gonna get caught.
Damn sneaky if you're
Especially
gonna do
in the workplace, because
Yes.
somebody's going to be jealous of your position anyway, so they're going to rat you out eventually.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people now, the older generation, they're finding people that they went to high school with on Facebook.
Yep.
And they're contacting them, and that's how they're cheating on their spouses.
Like the old flame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're trying to
Chris
find their
Chris
old,
Brown Usher.
they're trying to find their old high school flames, and
Well,
they're
they're-
finding them on Facebook, and that's how they're doing it. I don't agree with it, but I think it is
It
happening.
happens.
It does happen.
So
It does.
I don't think Ashley Madison's actually doing anything wrong, because it does happen. It's a great business idea. They're not promoting infidelity. They're actually giving you a safe environment to have it happen. And a lot of it is females. I think they told me like 49% of the female population are going to them.
Huh. That's
From what I
interesting.
recall. Yeah, and you know, I mean, infidelity happens.
Yeah, it's human nature. You could say
It's
that.
human nature.
You could say that.
I think it happens more, like you said, like with social media, with Twitter and everything. It's bound to happen. That's why I stay single. But the main reason a lot of them were using it, it wasn't because they weren't happy at home. It wasn't because they didn't like their kids. They love their life with their wife, their children, the house, their money. They don't want a divorce. They're just unhappy in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So that's where the problem, the breakdown kind of comes down. Do you guys have opinions on that though? Like,
Yeah, I think that is a lot of the problems, is that they are happy. They're happy with the whole roundabout of their life, and it's just
Right.
this one little portion. And I think both sides, the wife and the husband, can see that, and they just, you know, they kind of, a lot of times either the wife or the husband kind of look in the other direction when the infidelity does happen. 'Cause
especially with social media and being like, you know, a lot of women and men are at work a lot more than they're at home now, and that does happen. And it's unfortunate, but it is realistic. And I mean, I don't know. This is my opinion, you guys.
I'm not-
But after like being the same person over and over again for 10 years, it's gonna get boring.
It's
So
like
how
a
do you kind of keep that?
free pass, right? Each gets one free pass. Look away. Pretend I didn't see that.
I don't
No,
know.
Go back
I
to your
mean,
normal life.
Yeah, I think also another interesting thing I thought of when we were going to talk about this was that one of the things on one of the last shows we talked about was the top 10 things people like, and it was the swinging. And I think a lot of couples they get into swinging, and I think this is probably another way people will do it, is they'll go on there, they'll find someone else, and then they start doing swinging and stuff.
Well, that's so true. And like Noel actually said during the thing, he said, but a lot of people don't want to actually have that conversation at home. Like, honey, I'm not sexually satisfied in the bedroom, so let's bring in somebody else. So that's why they cheat instead.
That'd be very truthful and honest of a. If relationship had that mutual honesty, they'd be pretty. I'd be well off. I think some crazy shit would happen, and they'd stay happy. And, you know, they'd probably grow old together and stuff with some crazy stories.
I mean, and it's so true. I mean, they were telling me they have 15 million users here in the U.S., 30 million globally, and they're expanding right now to like countries that are like not into that, like India. I believe Turkey was one of them. So they have a huge market, and like especially in India, he said like he had a lot of women were interested in that. Kind of like sexually repressed almost, or like they get killed or.
I was gonna say, don't do that in the Middle East. Maybe they need that more, because they get caught, they'll get stoned. The women over there, but they don't, that's messed up.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy and the things that happen, but I don't know. Swinging is a great option because you can use that in the SAC app, by the way. I just wanted to mention that because we do have the slept with more than one person option. Right?
Yeah.
That's a goal.
A lot of options in there.
There's a lot of good goals and all that about that going forward. So, well, anything else you guys have for tonight?
I think it's an interesting website. It's messed up, but at the same time, it's like not that bad.
It's not messed up though. I don't think it. The more I find out,
what's the point of it? Do what it takes to be happy and not ruin your whole life. Just be human, right? We're all human.
In nature, we're all human, but I think that I don't think it's gonna ruin your life. I think
no, you won't get caught with it, right? Isn't that the whole idea?
Get caught. Yeah, definitely. I told someone about it that's married, and they didn't seem. Their response to it was not as appalled as I thought it would be. I guess they
not
were
anymore.
like,
not in our society. society anymore.
No, they were just like, oh, huh. And I was like, as a female that's married with children, I thought she would be like upset about it. Would be like, oh.
I definitely like the separate life kind of aspect of that, but I don't know about the cheating if it was me. Actually, Noel said, like, him and his wife are happily married. They're not cheating or anything. He saw a business opportunity. He was a sports lawyer, actually, and over in Europe, and he was seeing a lot of the guys, like in Italy, he said that were cheating. You know, like a wife wanted to come see somebody in Italy, but he gets the phone call in the middle of the night, she can't come, you know. So, I mean, if there is a market for it, I think it's a brilliant business idea.
Yeah, the guy hit a jackpot.
He gets a lot of bad feedback. Like, people, like, go after him. I watched a couple of shows, like, there was an old clip of Tyra Banks where people are like, I'm going to come down there and kill you.
What is that?
No, dude, you cannot.
Is it any publicity is good publicity? Is that what they say?
He's great at publicity. Very smart. Very smart. I really like his Bill Clinton room. We'll have to put up a picture of that. He's got a big picture of Bill Clinton behind him in a big executive office. So he sounds
what a
smart.
spokesman.
I mean, I wish we had that interview. He's so intelligent. And I think Boston, I date, Heather dates. I find a lot of people want to cheat, so I think Noel, great market here. So if you want Heather and I to help you out down here in the U.S., we're all for it. Definitely.
We're all about the dating scene around here.
Right. Definitely. All right. Well, on other news, we will be selling, hopefully midweek, Good in the SAC t-shirts. They're going to be $9.99 on our website, SACapp.com. So hopefully, if you're good in the SAC, you might want a nice t-shirt. Or if you're really good in the SAC, you're going to download the SAC app tonight. Tonight, you're going to download that on iTunes or Google Play. Right? I think everybody should.
Yeah.
Even if you're making out or having an oral event, it's a good little device to have. What do you think?
Things worth remembering, right?
You don't know what might
You want to know what day, so you never forget it.
In case you get a cold sore.
I was just going to say, you don't know what might happen from that oral event.
Yeah. So, anyway. All right, well, I can't wait to see you guys next week. Thank you, Heather, as always, and Jared. It's always a pleasure to have you on my show. All right?
Anytime.
Have a good night. Keep on stacking.
Peace. I was,
Dance it out.
dance it out.